What's your baseline activity level? Are you getting 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week? How about the 2 days of multiple segment strength training?
Let's get physical.
Well, if not, you're not alone. Only a quarter of adults and 8% of older adults achieve the recommended dose of exercise per week. Today, we are going to hone in not just on overall fitness or activity level, but the importance of baseline measures. This is where you're starting. Even more specifically, we're going to look at one test, the 30-second sit to stand test. We don't stop there though. This test captures important information on not just lower body strength, but static balance, quad endurance, spinal posture, hip strength, and joint motion for the back, hip, knee, and ankle, all in under 30 seconds. Believe it, during an evaluation at my clinic, I match your areas of weakness with an appropriate test that we can measure over time. This test is commonly used for people that have trouble with sustained activity, postural issues, any deviations in their sit to stand quality. It's also great if you're ready to start a new workout routine. It's always important to match a test with the appropriate area of weakness. You wouldn't take a cholesterol medication to help your diabetes, now would you? Today we gain a baseline for quad strength, spine endurance, hip strength, and general endurance in this 30-second sit to stand test. If you're doing this right, you'll get that nice burn towards the end of the test.
We're going to run through the setup and execution for the 30-second sit to stand test. So I have my lovely volunteer here, and we're going to put her into about a 17-inch chair height. And the instructions for this test are to go from sitting to standing as many times as you can in 30 seconds. You need to stand all the way up, and your butt needs to tap the chair for each rep to count. And I like this test for leg strength and endurance, but it also gives me a lot of information about a person's movement quality. So where they decide to put their feet and where their knees are in relation to their ankles, say if they have knee pain, and then we'll get the endurance not only of the quad muscles that help you stand, but also the back muscles, which keep you upright. So one of the most common deviations I see in the 30-second sit to stand is that people start to lean forward, which demonstrates either a hip weakness or back endurance issue. And those are going to be kind of things that we work towards in our goals. So without further ado, we'll cross your arms and go. That's 1, 2, when I'm in the front, I can see where the knees are in space as well, and how we might need some further interventions to improve the knee shakiness. So we'll do one more, and that's 30. So we'll count that half.
Remember that exercise is a pill. It is most effective when taken regularly, and we should be assessing its worth by gathering relevant information over time. Another example would be back to that cholesterol example. We should anticipate after a few months or 6 months to a year that if we're taking a cholesterol medication, we should maintain or lower our LDL values. That's the goal of taking the medication, right? When adequately dosed, the same is true of exercise. We can only improve upon what we can measure. We can track whether our gym or at-home strengthening program is making changes in our bodies. And we can track those changes by repeating this test after a period of, say, 3 months. You'll see some norms down at the bottom for your age group. So if you're a 65 to 69-year-old woman, you should be at 15 reps during the 30-second sit to stand test. And you'll see that this decreases over time, but we want to maintain as high a level as you can. Don't just look at these norms. These are based on the middle 50% of an age group. So there's higher and lower for sure. And if you're not in these norms for your age group, I encourage you to email me at patrick@heatherlanept.com, and we can customize a strengthening plan for you. Believe it or not, this can be accomplished virtually as well as in person. Speaking of individualized routines, the next video in this series will offer even more suggestions for how to modify or progress exercises that will improve your 30-second sit to stand test.